Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. You guys seem to really enjoy top 5 lists, top 10 lists, that kind of thing. Listicles. So I thought I would share with you guys my top 5 favorite games from the NES Omnibus Volume 1, A through L. The 5 titles that I've probably played the most, or at least, are up in the running for the most time I've spent playing, NES games. These are 5 games that I absolutely love and still play today, games that I still enjoy. Now, this was a tough decision because some truly great games didn't quite make the cut, like Double Dragon, which I spent so much time with back in the day, Galaga, one of the greatest shooters of all time, and there's some other games that just didn't quite make the cut that I had to leave out, but hey, picking out 5 games from over 350, tough list for sure. So without further ado, check out my top 5 favorite games from the NES Omnibus Volume 1. And after this video, be sure and let me know in the comments, what are your favorite games from the NES Omnibus Volume 1? All right, let's get to it. My favorite 5 games in the NES Omnibus Volume 1, A through L. Got my book on my Beatles blanket here, so you know I'm in business here. Big Beatles fan. So let's go to number 5. Let's do a countdown. Check out my sophisticated numbering system here. Number 5, The Legend of Zelda. Now, a lot of people put Zelda at the top of their list in all-time NES games, but here it's just number 5 in NES Omnibus A through L. That's still pretty high, though, because there's over 350 games in this book. I'm not a huge RPG fan, but I love me some Zelda. Back in '88, I picked it up when I was 21 years old, and I played it again and again and again. For the time, it was huge and open world, relatively speaking. And these kind of games, I'm usually not a huge fan of, but I took to Legend of Zelda right away and played it a ton. I made my own maps, and it was very intuitive for this type of game. And in the book, there are 4 pages of Zelda, including 2 pages that are nothing but text. These are insider insight stories from other content creators, just talking about growing up playing the game, what they love about the game, nostalgic stories. Again, The Legend of Zelda at number 5. Love this game. And yeah, some of you guys will put this higher on your list. But again, for me, 5 is pretty darn high for a role-playing game. Legend of Zelda at number 5. Let's get to number 4. Number 4 is Batman. The side-scrolling beat-em-up or side-scrolling combat, whatever you want to call it. It is one of the greatest superhero games and one of the greatest movie games of all time. I was so stoked for this game to come out because I was a huge fan of not only the character, but of the 1989 Tim Burton Batman film. And we had to wait till 1990 to get this game, and I was all over it, as I share in this book. And Ken Horowitz, an excellent Sega author, goes Nintendo with Batman and talks about his memories playing this awesome game. So that's number 4. Let's get to number 3. Don't want to have any spoilers here. So let's skip past number 1 to number 3. This may be a surprise for you guys. Donkey Kong 3. What? A lot of people cannot stand this game because they couldn't handle the fact that it went from climbing game to shooter. No, you don't play Donkey Kong climbing here. You play Stanley the Bugman down here, who's shooting upward at not only Donkey Kong to keep him from jumping down, but at different bugs and things, and at snakes, things that can kill you, and you're supposed to protect these flower plants down below, these plants below. And it is a fantastic game. I absolutely love it. I loved it in the arcades, and this is a stellar port. Donkey Kong 3. Easily the most underrated and most divisive game in the Donkey Kong series, but I absolutely love it. Let's get to number 2. My second favorite game in the NES Omnibus Volume 1 is Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Now, after Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, which took the series in a different non-linear direction, we get back to the original type of gameplay from Castlevania with Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Except it's a bigger game, it has better graphics than the original, and it is absolutely awesome. Love me some Castlevania 3. It's a beautiful game. It's definitely one of my favorite games, probably my favorite game in the series. Now, the original Castlevania almost made the cut here, but I like Castlevania 3 a little better. It just looks better, sounds better. It's just a better game overall. Love me some Castlevania 3. Love the Castlevania series in general. All right, so let's get to number one. This shouldn't be a surprise to any of you guys. Contra. Back in the day, I beat this game without knowing the Konami code. I didn't even know about it. Didn't know there was such a code that would get you extra lives. I was just playing it with a set number. Didn't know about the code, and I'm kind of glad I did because I just played it, again and again and again. I had to play it a ton to beat it, and just an amazing game. And as you can see, Contra takes up 2 pages in the NES Omnibus Volume 1. Got some magazine ad there and some great screenshots and insider insight from Patrick Hickey Jr., a huge fan of the game, the author of the Minds Behind the Game series. So again, Contra at number 1. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, what is your favorite NES game, A through L? Just your favorite or your top 5 favorite games for the NES that are in the NES Omnibus Volume 1. So titles beginning A through L. Thanks guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you for clicking that like button on this video. I will see you guys next time in another video. I really appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you guys later.